So I just stopped here, something caught my eye. I'm going to photograph that. I don't think that dog likes me talking outside its house. So I am out today with my Mamiya 7ii, and I have been using this now for 2 or 3 years with one lens. I've just had the 80mm lens for it, and just this week I have picked up 2 new lenses for it. So I now have a 43mm and a 150. So I now am running the 3 lenses. I've been looking to pick something else up, although I love the 80mm, and it gives me a full frame equivalent of 39mm. The 43 will actually give me 21mm in full frame terms, and the 150, I think it gives me about 71, something like that. So yeah, I've got a bit more of a scope to try some different angles, try some wide angles. I mean, that 43 is really wide, and there are a couple of other lenses in between. There's a 50 and a 65, but I thought I did have the chance to go for a 50, but I thought I'll go for the 43 because it is so ultra wide that it'll have that sort of dramatic impact that I'm looking for. If I'm ever looking to do a wide angle shot, I could play it safe and go with the 50, but I thought I can go for that that really wide shot with the 43. So this is great. This is like a classic sort of iconic piece of British street furniture. There aren't a huge amount of them around anymore. You do see them every so often sort of dotted around, but the fact that it's in such a sort of dilapidated state with no glass and all this flaky paint, and the fact that they don't want you to go in it for some reason, and it's been bound up with this razor wire, so yeah, it should make for a couple of good shots. So I was planning to shoot some black and white today. I'm out, I've got Barney in the car, so I've actually had to just keep him in there. So I'm going to shoot colour. I've got a roll of Provia 100 speed slide film, so it should look quite good. I mean, it's quite overcast and a bit soft lighting today, so I think it should suit it quite well. I'm going to swap over onto this 43 for a wide angle shot of the razor wire. So to change this over, you have to wind this on, and basically it brings the curtain across, because you've got no mirror, and it means you can then detach the lens, and then the curtains across, protecting your film. And then, so if I stick the 43 in, amazing piece of glass this, look. So if you carefully put that in there, it gets recessed quite a way into the camera. Close it up, and then you just pop that back so the curtain goes back, so you can now shoot. Also with this, you need to use the this viewfinder. So it's not the quickest system out there, but this viewfinder is coupled with this lens. So basically you focus through here, this is the rangefinder through here, and you compose your image using this viewfinder on top. It's too wide to be able to compose it through here, so you need this external viewfinder that comes with the lens. So for this one, I've obviously stuck the camera on the tripod. I want to shoot about f11. I think that will be the lens's kind of sweet spot, and I want to get everything nice and sharp. So I'm using this spot meter, and it's giving me about a 15th of a second f11. So yeah, we'll go with that. So just looking for another angle here. I think this could work quite nicely. I mean, obviously you've got the distortion of the lens being so wide, so the angles converge a bit, but I love the way that this razor wire is kind of, it's like a sort of a fluffed out skirt at the bottom. And I mean, obviously the red foam box against the green just looks fantastic. So I'll do another one from here. So obviously this is a very lightweight tripod, and I've only got the legs kind of, I haven't got them properly out, but I've got the cable release and I've got everything set up, so that's fine. That's me done for that one. I think better say hello to Barney. Poor lad couldn't come with me, so he's looking. It's alright, don't look so worried. So I'm back at this ancient yew. I've photographed this tree loads of times, and I did a video on it last year, so I'll put the link up to that. But the fact that I've got this 43mm lens now, I thought I'd come back and do a bit of a study on it, and try and use the fact that it's such a wide lens. I just thought it would lend itself well to a nice composition, because some of these branches come out and curl round, and they travel over this sandstone rock, which has got this fantastic sort of green hue to it. The light under here is always pretty much the same. It's always pretty soft. It's always in the shade. There's not much of a latitude there as far as the film goes. It's about 4 stops. I'm sort of metering for the green of the rock, and I'm going for quite a long exposure because I want to shoot at about f16, f22. So it's giving me about 8 to 10 seconds. Provia hasn't got any reciprocity failure problems until about 2 minutes in, so I'm fine there, so I don't have to add anything. So yeah, I'll get this done. It's a really precarious position here, so I don't really want to move too much from this position, because my tripod isn't really ground in very well, and it's quite a steep bank here, so I'm sort of crapping myself a bit. If I leave it, this thing's going to fall over, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to get this done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to take that off of there because that's making me feel nervous. Let's take this down. Get it. So with this, there's about a 5-stop range from the sort of dark part of the tree to the lightest part of the sky. But I mean, obviously looking, if you get a shot like this looking straight up, it's going to be a bit of a silhouette anyway. So I've kind of gone right in the middle. I'm going to shoot around about f11. So the range here is so a 60th at 32 for the brightest part, down to about 5.6 for the darkest part. So I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I'm going to go roughly about 60th at about 11.5. And yeah, so hopefully that will give me just about that right amount. So I'm not going to totally blow out the sky, but there'll be a bit of detail in the tree trunks as well. We'll see. I was thinking about calling it a day on shooting Provia, but I've got another roll and it's brightened up a little bit. I quite like the fact that it's just this kind of fairly sort of muted weather, but having a little bit of light there might be quite nice. So I think I'll stick another roll in. I was going to go black and white, but yeah, I'll go with one more roll of Provia. Oh dear, gonna have to give you a bit of a groom when we get back, aren't we? Oh dear. Come on, lad. So I think for this I'm going to use that lighter grey colour that's on the shelter there as my sort of mid-grey. So I'm going to meter straight off of that, which is giving me a 60th at about 4.5. So I'm going to go straight with that. So I'm taking a bit of a risk, handheld at a 30th of a second, so we'll see. So this little walk out along the River Medway, it's been a bit of an out and back job. I've gone past halfway now. I was just heading back the same way that I came, and the light is a bit nicer now. The sun is poking through. There's quite a lot of cloud in the sky, but starting to get backlit grasses and things like that, so it's quite nice. Some of the trees I shot earlier are looking slightly nicer now with a little bit of light on them, but never mind. So I've really enjoyed using these two new lenses, especially the 43. I think just having something so wide, it's made a really nice change. So maybe I should go sparingly on it, because I don't want to overdo it with everything being wide angle, but no, I've been enjoying it, so it's been great. So I think I'm going to hang around till sunset. The sky's looking really nice. I think it could colour up really lovely, so I think it's worth hanging around and getting a shot. Some of these tall trees that I've shot on a wide angle as I've come along the river. Now I'm going back, looking at the sky. I'm thinking it could make for a nice silhouette picture. So I think it's worth hanging on for. Well, we didn't get the colour I was hoping for, so maybe if I just stick around we'll get something in the blue hour once that sky goes a bit darker. That's slightly disappointing. Okay, so my first one is going to be 1/4 of a second, f11. I'm not bracketing on this, so I'm hoping my metering is going to be okay. Basically, I am metering off the sort of bright part of the sky just past the tops of the trees, because the tones in the sky are pretty similar now. So I'm metering, getting my meter reading, and then I'm opening up by about 2/3 of a stop. So it's dropping all the time now. That's gone 1/4 of a second, just under f11. So I'll be opening up more like to about 1/2 a second, f11. Okay, so this one is going to be 1 second at f11. Four seconds, f11. And that's all done. So that's me done. I doubt you can even see me now, so I won't ramble on too long. Thanks very much for watching. I may continue it, show you some of the film. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if not, thanks very much for watching, and please comment, all that sort of stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.